Our political class works to keep us divided. They do this by focusing on niche issues and things that they know we have a disagreement on. DINO wants to focus on shared values. That's why we have 3 simple values that we focus everything around: hard work, fiscal responsibility, and personal freedom. Hard work. I have grown up in a wonderful state, surrounded by hardworking people like my dad, his buddies, and even my brothers. I've watched them struggle for so long to get by, no matter how hard they work, always seeming to fall behind. At the same time, I went to school with a bunch of rich kids. I worked around a lot of rich folks, and people who weren't working nearly as hard as those who break their backs every day were making so much more than they were. Our government goes out of its way to support the rich while harming the poor. Our government does not care about the working class. I'm here to do something different, and everything that DINO does will be focused on empowering the people who work the hardest, not the people who work the least. We are going to get back to the hard work that made this country great in the first place. We're going to invest in working people. That's what DINO is all about. Fiscal responsibility. That one's easy. It used to be a Republican value. It also used to be a Democrat value. But these days, both parties seem intent on trying to prove that they can outspend the other one. They seem intent on wasting our taxpayer dollars. What the DINO movement is all about is getting back to basics and getting America living within our means again. We can start by doing this at the local level, through a fiscally responsible state like Wyoming, which once was a model for fiscal responsibility to the rest of the nation. As the red partisans and their radical agenda keep taking over our state, we find ourselves getting less fiscally responsible and more focused on wasting money that doesn't even belong to the government in the first place. Taxation is legalized theft, and the government needs to use the money that it steals from taxpayers responsibly, not irresponsibly. That's what fiscal responsibility is all about. The government living within its means. Personal freedom? Well, that's my deal. I don't like being told what to do, and as a Wyomingite, I bet you don't either. We need to get the government out of our personal lives and back to doing its job, like taking care of the economy. The government needs to focus on very few things, but they're so busy regulating our social lives that they can't even do those few things well. Personal freedom is about getting the government out of our personal lives and back to doing its job. Personal freedom is about you living how you want to live, not how somebody else does. Personal freedom is how you get to worship your God the way you want, not how somebody else tells you to. DINO will always prioritize the personal freedom of the people over the agenda of a select few who want to tell us all how to live. That's the DINO promise.